as promised, we've come down to Paddy's group today to catch up with the guys and also to follow up on our 20 questions from our Facebook supporters. So my first question is from Elaine, and everybody asked this question as well. They'd like to know, Stuart, how Bart and Eddie are coping after losing Mum Susie.
Yeah, both really well actually. They obviously missed her to start with, but they do really seem to have got on. That's the great thing about chimp communities, is that they all sort of have something to do with the youngsters, so they fit right into the group, and they're very happy, and they spend some time together, but they still just play and have good fun times really.
Great. A question from Marina. She would like to be able to identify Athena. Does Athena have any particular characteristics that help to identify her?
Well, Athena is one of our sort of smaller females in this group. Until recently she has actually got a couple of little pink scars on her eyebrow ridge, if you're visiting anytime soon. Otherwise she tends to sort of hang out in the pavilion, often look up into the sort of higher hammocks. They're sort of her favourite spots in there. Her head, she's got a lump on either side, so she's got kind of like a two-domed head with a V of baldness in the middle, so that's quite a good giveaway. She's also got a little white beard and a sort of quite triangular face, so good things to look out for.
Great. A question from Garrett now. Now that Beth is middle-aged, is she still the alpha female in the group?
Well, Beth is certainly still a very high-ranked female in the group. Middle age is obviously the prime time for these guys, so she's still in her prime, so she's still doing very well. There's a few dominant girls in this group, so I wouldn't necessarily say Beth was the most dominant, but she's certainly still one of the high-ranked females, yeah.
Great. A question now from Vivian. How is our beautiful Pepper? Now, many of our Facebook supporters can easily recognise Pepper. She has the most amazing eyes, so people would like to know how Pepper is doing.
Yeah, Pepper's still very good. She does keep herself to herself. She's right here in the middle actually, enjoying some peanuts. But she's actually starting to play a lot more with sort of little Hebe. Often she'll be playing around with Bart as well, so she does seem to be becoming more involved in the group and what goes on in the group. However, she still likes her quiet time by herself out of the main community.
Great. A question now from Janet. Gamba seems to be a very nice but ambitious chimp. She'd like to know who his friends are.
Well, Gamba gets along with a lot of the group. He's obviously the sort of one of the chimps that plays a lot. He keeps the whole group sort of active and busy. He has a really close relationship with Bart actually. Them two are often found playing and messing around together because that's exactly the kind of characters they are.
Brilliant. Question from Lauren now about Hebe. Who are Hebe's best friends?
Hebe spends a bit of time with Mickey. She's quite close to Eddie as well. They've obviously sort of grown up together. They're of similar ages. Again, she's sort of finding her place in the group. She's just sort of reaching maturity, so she sort of, again, keeps herself a little to herself, but she has some good friends and she does enjoy a lot of playtime and grooming sessions with other chimps.
Okay, question now from Natalie. She would like to know who is Paddy's second in command?
Well, Paddy's second in command in this group is Buster, who's just on the far end there, just behind Paddy. So that's who's his number 2.
Okay, a question from Sarah. Bart. Does Bart have a favourite toy, a game or a friend? And this is from his adoptive parent Toby, who's actually going to be 9 tomorrow, so happy birthday to Toby. So tell us about Bart.
Well, Bart is he's at that age in his life where his favourite entertainment is sort of seeing how far he can push it with the other animals in the group, so he's often causing screaming sessions with the rest of them. Like I said before, he does have a lot of playtime with Gamba. That's one of his favourite playmates. But he'll also spend a lot of time with Zoe, who's sort of his favourite auntie. Toys, I mean, he'll find anything that makes a nice noise or he can whack or slap around is entertaining to him. So sheets, cardboard boxes, any other sort of dog toys, things like that are all very good. Yeah, so that's sort of where he is.
Another question actually now about Bart from Joanna. She'd like to know what is Bart's favourite food?
Oh, well, Bart likes lots of foods, but it tends to be your sort of dried raisins, apricots. He does like his grapes as well, so all of that sort of nice treat sort of fruit food that's really nice and sweet is his favourite stuff. Okay,
a question now from Anne. She'd like to know how Clin is getting on and whether or not she's still hoarding her food.
Brooklyn is doing very well. She's sort of in the middle of the ranks of the females, so she gets away with being very good. And she does still hoard her food. That is still a character trait of hers that obviously developed many years before she was here, so probably one that she'll continue to do for the rest of her life.
Okay, I love this next question. Obviously we have Seamus in the boys, who's quite a cheeky chap, and Samuel would like to know who is the cheekiest individual that we have in this group.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no chimp quite like Seamus. Seamus is his own unique character. I guess probably Gamba would be the closest chimp within Paddy's community. He's certainly the most mischievous, and he likes to have his playtime, and he likes to mess about, so I'd say Gamba.
Fantastic. Now I have a question from Sinead here, and this is a chimp that often, I wouldn't say gets overlooked, but she's not one of the more noticeable ones from the group, and it's Lola. Who is Lola close to?
Lola is, again, very low ranked in the group, so she does like her solitary time. However, she does spend a lot of time with Athena and Kay. They're often her sort of best friends.
Right, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. We're just about to run out of battery. We've just got a couple of seconds left. I just wanted to say thank you so much to our Facebook supporters for submitting these questions. We're going to do this again next week. We're actually going to focus on the capuchins next. We obviously have loads of capuchins here at the park.